Greetings, family. Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UB2Bs. Today is the 27th? 27th of September. I got 2019. That's interesting how the brain doesn't necessarily find interest in remembering trivial things. It's good to be with y'all. God bless you. We study the Iraqi dinar, but we also want to make sure that you understand that there's no dates to be offered. There's no rate to be offered. So as long as you understand that, then we'll be okay. Aloha to all of you. Greetings. Well, this should be the last time I mention anything about politics. Because what we did is that we called Blue Star. If y'all don't know about Blue Star, it was about 10 years ago. Dr. Shabibi was in Washington, D.C., and he was giving a question and answer. And sure enough, in the second row, there was our John. I christened him Blue Star. And I saw him, and he said, "Excuse me, sir, can I ask a question?" So Dr. Shabibi points at John, and he says, "Yes." John stands up. John's a tall man, you know. he stood up, and he stood up, and he stood up, and he finally stood up. And he says, "Dr. Shabibi, concerning the Iraqi dinar reinstatement, your monetary reform, when do you think that that's going to happen?" And Dr. Shabibi looks at John, he looks at his notes, and he says, when conditions are proper, we have intentions of lifting the value of our currency. When conditions are stable, this is what we are going to do. Yes. It was a 12-second. He's like, John, why are you asking me that question like this, man? Don't put me on the spot. So I admired John, his tenacity to keep on asking Dr. Shabibi questions. So I got to meet him, and I flew, in fact, to Virginia, and I met him in Washington, D.C., and he gave me a Donald Trump pin. Because back then, I wasn't in favor of Donald Trump being the president. So he gave me a Donald Trump pin, and you push the button, and it talks, and he says, "Here, he's going to be the president." I said, "No, he won't be the president." "Oh, no, you got good intel?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, my intel was wrong. He was the president, thank goodness." But what we did is we told John to please come Monday, this coming Monday, and he'll talk about the political arena. But very quickly, in less than 5 minutes, I don't intend to talk politically anymore because it's over with. They're going to continue to huff and puff until they try to blow the house down. Because their whistleblower just couldn't carry a tune. But the thing that really struck me hard yesterday was that CNN actually took the line that Trump said, "Do me a favor," and then they didn't tell you the next whole big giant paragraph. But then they pick up and bring the camera back down and make it seem like he's asking the Ukraine guy, to do him something illegal. No, that broke my heart because I watch the news. Well, I don't anymore. I only watch one channel, OANN. But anyways, that really broke my heart because, I know about the New York Times. I know about all the nonsense that is out there that tries to deceive me with lies. Oh boy, I hate that. There are three things that I live by. Three things. Don't touch my family. Don't touch my money. And don't ever lie to me. Because if any one of those three is ever broken, they can never be fixed again. So it turns out that the news media is flat out lying, and I decided to go on a little hunt today. I went to, what is that, MSG, that powder, the Chinese. Oh no, CNNBC, whatever that is. I went to CNN. I went to Fox. I went to ABC, NBC, XYZ. I went to every one of them, and by George, I was really, really intrigued by when I changed the channel with the remote control, and the president committed a horrible thing, and he's going to be in. Well, the Democrats are now pulling together, and they're going to get the president out. And the president said the wrong thing and tried to misuse his power. And what? There was only one channel. OANN that told the truth. The honest to goodness truth that everybody knows. And when the rest of the American citizens are watching this on television, I'll bet you anything they're just steaming. Their blood pressure is boiling. And what it's doing is backfiring on the Democrats because you're going to rally and unite the American people for Trump against you, Democrats. It's starting. And then you're in denial. You're in denial. How can you sit in a sewer tank and say, gosh, don't the roses smell beautiful? Just denial. You can't beat them. You can't beat them. You're scared, so you're doing all of this and it hurts my country and me. I am learning something very powerful at the age of 63 years old. And I don't like what I'm learning. Anyway, so the media really broke my heart yesterday. Flat out lie. And today, every media station, I don't understand it. Except OANN. Well, it stands for One American News Network. Call your cable company, call, wherever you live, and ask them about that channel. It's getting more and more popular. You can Google it. I don't know if you can get it on the internet. I couldn't believe it. It's so obvious. The old saying, you can't see the wart on your nose. Everybody can see it. It's so obvious. And everybody can see what the Democrats are doing. They're flat out lying. They even created a lie. What's this guy's name? Adam Schiff or Schiffler? Adam Schiff. He slams. He got torn apart. He got today. the hyenas ate his carcass. Because he was saying that Trump said this. No, it was a fictitious version. He made up the words. He was even holding it, pretending that he was reading it. And as he read it, I even said yesterday to Tink, wait, no, what? 7 times. What does he say? None of that is in the, I read it. What's going on here? And then I thought, oh my gosh, I'm missing something. Oh my gosh, Trump, you're in trouble. Wow. And lo and behold, today we find out that it was this Adam Schiff. You know what he reminds me of? For you old timers, do you remember that dry, sour, boring humor of Jack Benny? He even looks a little like Jack Benny. He's like, wow. He made it up. He's reading supposedly, the transcript, and he added like about 7 or 8 sentences to it that shifted it completely. Now, how do you explain that, Democrats? And how do you justify? And then the next thing I hear is that right away we got the vote. We're going to impeach him. No one's going to pay attention to what you guys did on the floor. Jeez Louise. And Adam Schiff, you shape shifter. I've been to Area 51. Out of nowhere, you're standing there, you're going, Mr. Trump, and he did it. And all of a sudden, it's like, and Mr. Trump said 7 times that he said, and he asked for a favor. I mean, you just completely changed. You became a different person. You started spewing lie after lie and pretending that you're reading it. Ball. You guys got some basketballs. Did you all play with Obama? Some hoops in the backyard? Is that what it is? Yeah, you guys you're good. You're good. Oh man, if I wanted to rip somebody off, I would hire you, Adam, in a minute. In a New York minute. Get off of Giuliani, okay? Oh my goodness, this is amazing. What do you say? Look at his face. Oh my goodness. Adam the shapeshifter shifted the words to Congress and to me. He made up the words of the transcript and he thought he got away with it. He thought when people lie for a living, chronic lying, the whole life, they think it's legal. They think it's okay because they got away with it, 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 got away. So the pattern becomes an infectious disease in their mind. And then the reality gets confused in their minds. They become bipolar on steroids. Okay, that's enough of that. So, John, Blue Star, you better get ready on Monday. In fact, there's probably going to be a lot more happening between now and Monday. Come on, man. Shapeshifter, Jack, Benny. Okay. You know what, though? One day we had Kim Clement on our program. And he gave us his opinion about the Iraqi dinar and what was happening. And later on, I found interest in him. You see, to me, prophets were used by God. Before Jesus came to die for us. And after that, we still have prophets according to the word of God, but the word of God tells us to be very, to be aware of prophets and but trust no man and, and just be careful of who you trust as a prophet. When I got to meet this man, Kim Clement, and I watched some of his shows, his programs, oh my goodness, I was ready to go out and save the world. He motivated me. He motivated me. And I also know that how he felt about Donald Trump. And back then it was like, what are you talking about, man? Holy cow. My goodness gracious. If he didn't hit it if he didn't hit the nail on the head, and then on top of it, I remember him saying that you're not going to touch my anointed one. It took a little convincing for me, but I'm convinced. God bless you, Kim Clement. I know you're singing up there with the angels. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Iraqi dinar and some of the things that are going on with it. I'm only going to be with you for about an hour. We've already been, I think, about 10 minutes. The reason why is because on Fridays, where do I go? I go to my forum. Inside my forum is free, and my forum is ktfalways.com. But inside of our forum, we have something called Premium. And it's $10 a month. It's how I pay my bills and stay on the internet. And Premium, on Fridays at about 8:30, I go in there and I talk to them and I give them a little bit more than I give outside of Premium, outside of my forum. So tonight, Friday, that's what I plan to be doing. I'll be leaving and going over there. Now, a lot of you may say, oh, well, that's not fair. I can't afford $10. If you can't afford $10, call me. I'll give you Premium free. We give many of them away free. And besides, you know me, I don't leave anyone behind. On Mondays, most of the 90% of the time, I rehash what we talked about on Friday's Team Chat. And then tomorrow is questions and answers inside of Team Chat. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little taste of that. When I'm done, I'll answer 5 questions. 5 questions. So start thinking of them right now if you want to write it down. And what I'll say is, okay, ask your questions. And the first question that I see, oh, there you go, I'll answer it. You can keep posting them if you want, but I won't answer them in a systematic order, right? I'll just pick the first ones I see. Once we get to 5, we're done. And then I've got to go to ktfalways.com and take care of our premium members in there. There's a lot of investors pouring into Iraq, and we talked about it yesterday, didn't we? And you see the articles, don't you? And then today there was even many, many, many more articles. Y'all come back now, you hear? Shoot, we ain't even been there. Well, then y'all come in here, you hear? Coming. And we talked about how that long pathway has been cleared from the airport all the way into the heart of Baghdad. Yeah, there's a reason for it. I know there's no articles about it. Take my word on it or don't. Everything I say tonight is in my opinion, solely in my opinion. Yeah. China, Iraq, KISSING. Was it sitting in a tree? KISSING. Iraq and China. Really don't need to go over it again, but if you're interested, Post number 197. Post number 197. This is all in our thread from yesterday. Wow. One night. This here is an amazing, it's a massive deal with China. Massive deal. It's a long-term massive deal with China. Once again, it is immediate international investing in Iraq. We can't help but to wonder, how is it possible they're Article 14? And I offer the thought that no, they're not Article 14. They're Article 8. And we've already proven to you many times how. We're not going to waste time doing that again. The evidence is there. There's no way that China, Hong Kong, Japan, all these places, they could, well, I said Hong Kong, pardon me, take that one out, that was a mistake. China, Japan, South Korea, Russia, all these places, Venezuela, Mexico, they're making some massive and long-term deals with the United States of America. And in that deal, there seems to be somehow, some way or another, a little bit of a little bit of Iraq for everybody. Now that's brilliant, because if the whole world needs products from Iraq, great. Right now, one of the biggest problems with Iraq is that they are like what happened with the Paris Club, I suppose. Yeah, Iraq is solely dependent on their oil. I mean, that's okay to a degree, but no, politically, versatility, you know, you should have more than just one product. And it's dangerous for your currency, for your finance, to depend on one thing. Okay, gas and oil. But in reality, it's just oil, because you know what Iraq does with their oil? Or with their gas? They burn it. They burn it off into the atmosphere. Can you believe that? When you have a refinery, when you have the rig set up, they don't, channel that gas and then store it and sell it. To store it, it costs the containers. It's just difficult. So burn it. But we're burning millions and millions and millions of dollars into the atmosphere, polluting the atmosphere for that matter. Burn it! Well, I think that Iraq is not going to be burning their gas much longer, because Korea needs it. China needs it. Hello. Now, who bridged that? Who created that business relationship? Donald Trump. Trump is a master at making deals. And I already told you a long time ago, watch what he does. The latest one I told you was Iran. Watch what he does. Iran, do you want to talk? No. We want Obama's permission to build nuclear bombs. Give us back that treaty. Doggone it. And then I said, now watch what Trump does. Nope. And that's what he did, right? Okay. And then a few days later, I said, watch Iran. You remember? I told you all this. You know this, okay? I said, watch Iran. Watch what they're going to do. They're going to come out and they're going to change their tune. Hey, Iran. What was it? 2 days ago. Iran, you want to talk to Trump? No. But if he lifts the sanctions on us, we shall talk. Gotcha, sucker. Gotcha. Now, what's the next thing you're going to say? No, we don't know. We don't talk with them. President Trump, are you going to lift the sanctions? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14 at least. Yeah, give it a couple of weeks. Iran, how you guys doing? Starving to death. And we're mad at each other. And we're about to have a coup. It might be a military coup. We're scared. Yeah, you should be. Do you want to talk with President Trump now about what's up? And watch them change their tune. This is what Trump does. He did it with China long ago before, when he went to China. I laid this out. I said, watch him. Watch when he went to what do I call North Korea? Right? Kimmy, little Kimmy. He went to go see Rocket Man. And again, I told you, watch what he does. He's going to present himself, and then if he doesn't get what he wants from Rocket Man, he'll back off. He'll back away. And Rocket Man was like, "No, please come back. I like John Wayne movies. I want to be an American too. Look at, I got my hair cut like Larry Curly and Moe. What more do you want, Trump? Talk to me. I'm North Korea." Well, first of all, treat your people like human beings, not animals. Second of all, get rid of that nuke stuff. What nuke stuff? There you go. You see. And third of all, stop lying. So you want me to be nice to people? You want me to stop my nuclear stuff? Okay, let's get together. So they get together, and Trump says, "Nope, this ain't what I want. I'll see you later." No, come back, please. Yeah. So Iraq and China. This is good for me. You see, inside of Iraq, 1-to-1, they already admitted it. That's what they want to do. They might float it. They may, whatever they do, that's their business. Okay, we'll study that later. But outside, that's a different story. So, China, how much oil do you want to buy from Iraq? A bazillion. We'd like 48 bazillion barrels. Okay. Now, you do know that you're going to, you have to pay for it in your currency, right? Yep, we do. We got it. And did you increase it? Yep. Okay, Iraq. You accept that, the rate of their currency? You do. Okay. So go ahead and pay Iraq. Iraq. Now what you going to do with it? We're going to put it in our banks and convert it into Iraqi dinars to back up our currency. Okay, go right ahead and do that. How much was it? 48 zillion. Wow! Well, what do you think that's going to do to the value of your currency outside of your country? Shoot it sky high. What did you guys calculate? Yeah, 1-to-1. No, 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 outside. Well, a little more. Come on, tell me how much. Maybe this much, this much. Look. All right, stop, stop. My phone, please. My phone, please. Thanks, honey. Texting. Golly, guys. Okay. Now, what am I looking for? It was sent to Delta Tink. Do you remember? Huh? It was sent to, oh my dear God, I didn't prepare myself. And there's hundreds of texts in here. I don't know which, dear God. Oh man. Help me, God. Help me, please. If I just look through them, God, maybe I can see it. No. Claire, if you can help me, I am looking for likeforex.com. It was sent to us by, I believe, a friend. We scroll down to the bottom, Claire. They take the dollar against the Iraqi dinar starting at just a few pennies. And then they took it all the way to $99 and some odd change. Is Claire with us?
Yes, she's in there.
Claire, if you see that, I'm looking for that. My gosh, who sent that? And where do I have it? Of course, I'll find it when we're all done. Oh, dear. Okay. Tink and Claire and our staff will work on it, family. And if I can find it, what it was is it's just another counter site. And they had the Iraqi dinar paired to the American dollar, but from literally, I think like from 10 cents all the way down to almost $100.
This one.
Oh, you found it? Okay, how do I, can we move this, the camera?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Tink is, well, let me scroll. while you move the camera, okay? Come on over here to our mainframe computer. And what you're looking at here, it's just another counter site.
You need the microphone.
And I hope you can hear me, family. Here we go. This is just another counter site. It's called Like Forex, and you know they do all kinds of things there, not just currency, but you know they work with brokerage and gold and silver and currencies and profiles. If you scroll down right here, the U.S. dollar to the Iraqi dinar. They start out, as you can see, what is this? Okay. They start at almost $1 because they want to peg it to the American dollar at 1 to 1. And lo and behold, go to the far right. When we saw this, we said, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How far are you taking this? Recalculate. Recalculate. Good God. A little bit more to the right, Jen. A little more to the right. Are you serious? This is ridiculous. All the way down, to almost $100. Alrighty. Okay, come on back, Tink. So, yeah. I don't know what rate. I know in country, 1 to 1. Okay. But out of the country, what's it going to end up at? And when you see, this type of a currency counter site that decided, well, look at here. We know that the Iraqi dinar is going through a redenomination, a revaluation, and a reinstatement. We know those things. Yeah, we do. In fact, there's, what is it, xe.com? Yeah. They have on theirs that the Iraqi dinar is redenominating. I mean, it's been up there for a while, I will admit, and they just recently brought it back. And they do that when they get a feeling that, it's about to happen. I mean, it's good publicity for their site. It draws attention. People go there. You should go check it out. Oh, and then they buy currency. Okay, that's fine. And it is perfectly legal because it's no secret. Yeah, the Iraqi dinar is redenominating. It's all over the billboards up there. New coins, new small category notes. Okay. You see, if you're a student, you know that. If you don't, if you're not a student, you know what you'd become is a troll. Yeah. That's big. China. In fact, it's so big. I'll tell you what. This is going to explode the Iraqi dinar. It is so big that, in my opinion, we need to go China red. No, I'm serious. What it's going to do to the value of the Iraqi dinar is amazing. Anyways, then we have a video. It's post number 158. Please write this down. Post number 158 at ktfollows.com. And it turns out that it's a video from the government of Iraq. And they said, we have opened the investment window. Say what? We have opened the investment window. That's Article 8, because Article 14 is the closing of the investment window. That is correct. Let me see if I can straighten this camera out here. I keep turning my head sideways like this because it's crooked a little bit, but I think I just straightened it out there. Thank you. What was I saying? I forgot. Go check this video out. It's actually originally post number 125 from Samson, if you want to see the original one. But then one of our members on our forum by the name of Doodlebug, how you doing, Doodlebug? She highlighted it and did a really good job on it, and you'll find that on page 158. Page 158. I'm not going to go to it to read it. You want to read it? You go read it. You're a student about this, okay?
Post 158, you said page 158.
I'm so sorry. Thank you, babe. Thank you for being my backup brain. Post number 158. My apologies. So this is a video, and you're going to realize that, oh my goodness, an investment window is opened. And that means that's Article 8, because Article 14 is the window closed. And on top of that, they've been really highlighted by the IMF and the World Bank. They've been receiving awards that, oh, hey, you guys are number one bank. You're doing really good. You've hooked up with international, with other banks. Investments are going to really come into Iraq. Your banking system is ready to accept stuff like that. Okay, well, that's Article 8. I'm sorry, it doesn't take a genius. In the auction window that has MCP controls now. MCP control was the biggest criteria for the IMF, with the CBI. Well, no wonder the auction windows are open. They have freedom of capital in those auction windows. Interesting. Yeah, the original post is, I think it's 151 and 125. You can reference to those. But like I said, Doodlebug did a nice highlight and broke it all down. Shoot, if I went to go read it right now, if I read it to you, I would be exaggerating it, because it is powerful. I mean, it's pretty obvious what they're saying. Why not? Let's see if we can find it. I mean, I shouldn't go look for it. Just let me see. Maybe it's already here. Today would be good. I got to sign in and, oh, lordy. Give me just a second. I believe it was on page 10. We finished with 13 pages. So let's go to page 10. Here we go. Oops, that's page 11, Frank. Come on, man.
What's the number?
I know it's on page 10, babe. 152, I think. That's it right there.
It's 181.
Yeah, I said that number too, 180. Did I say that? No, I didn't. 181 is another post of this. You know how they get forwarded? That's what's going on there. The finance minister, what's he doing? He's dealing with the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. Many sites already are posting Iraq is going through a redenomination. Finance minister that's going through a redenomination. What's up? What you doing? Well, the finance minister and the United States officials discussed the economy of Iraq and its banking sector. Excuse me. The who? The what? The banking sector. The Deputy Prime Minister of Economic Affairs and the Finance Minister, Fuad Husseini, in his office in Baghdad Thursday with Marshall Billingsley, a U.S. Assistant Secretary of the Treasury, and his delegation. What's up, guys? What are y'all doing here? Well, we're here to tell that the mechanism, there's that word again. You mean Article 8? Well, yeah, that's the mechanism. Okay, go ahead. The two sides also discussed that the mechanism of reforming the bank sector, well, that's the only way you can reform it, is with Article 8, right? Yeah. This is Article 8, right? We already said it's Article 8. Okay. This is all in my opinion, by the way. Okay. The mechanism of reforming the mechanism of reforming the banking sectors of Iraq and ways to improve it. I'll give you one way, raise the damn value, which reflects positively which reflects positively on the advancements of the economic reality in the country. I know the economic reality is pouring in. And why? Because you're Article 8. And why? Because you did everything that the IMF and World Bank wanted you to do in order to qualify for Article 8. And what was it? Raise the value of your currency. Look at that. Recalc. I mean, that's an independent source. But it's an independent source that knows exactly what's going on when you read stuff like this. Excuse me, sir. Mr. Finance Dude, what's up? What else can you tell me about this meeting? Well, it was in Washington, D.C. It was? Well, yeah, and Washington says that we are ready to build advanced banking systems in Iraq and fight corruption. What? No. Okay, hold on. Wait. Give me the phone. Ring-a-ding-ding. Ring-a-ding-ding. What the blank you want? Hey, walking stick. Hey, sir, did you see this? The article? Yeah, I saw it. Isn't that great? Yeah, it's great, Frank, but what about it? What about it? Washington ready to build advanced banking systems in Iraq to fight corruption, and they're ready to go international. And all these guys, Frank, stop it. What? Why? What's wrong? What's wrong with this article? Frank, there's no reason to get overly excited about something that happened a long time ago. I already told you that we had to mirror image our banks with the international banks around the world, and we did. I told you we had to link up international standards with our banks with these banks around the world. We did. I told you about NASDAQ and the Iraqi Stock Exchange and the relationship and how they're all hooked up. This ain't nothing. Oh, really? Nothing to get excited about. Nothing to get excited about because all that I'm reading, this great news, to advance the banks and for toilet paper currency, really, $11.90? No, Frank, for a 1-to-1 rate. So all of that is done. Well, of course it's done. What we told you, you preached it, and then they saw it. What more do you want? No, yeah, like you're right. I thought it was something else. No, they're talking about stuff they've already done. All they need to do, Frank, is just lift the value and tell you about it. Say it, truth, Frank. You're just going to wake up and you're going to see that the value's lifted. They're not going to tell nobody. They may have a little small pomps and circumstance inside their country. The media outside is going to cover it like crazy. They got nothing else to do. Wow. Meanwhile, on post number 138, the opening. I love these windows. I love these windows, man. The opening of a new maritime line between Iraq and North America. The opening of a new maritime line between Iraq and North America. Family, do you know that Rome was one of the more successful empires of this planet Earth? As far as our written history goes. And the reason that Rome was so successful for such a long time, over 300 something years, I think, Rome was successful because they built roads. Roman roads. They were the best. They didn't fall apart. They were made out of stone. But the thing is, though, that these roads cleared the path for trade and commerce. It cleared the path for communication, and it allowed this nation, that Roman Empire, to reach out far, stretch its tentacles out, and to be able to go to places. I mean, to the Far East. I mean, whoa, Africa. Whoa, what's? They were very successful conquerors. And the roads is what did it. When you see that the opening of a new maritime line between Iraq and all of North America, I mean that's Canada, that's the United States of America, and what you got? Well, we got gas and we have oil. What else you got? You're interested in other things you got? Yeah, what you got? Extra virgin olive oil. It's pristine, it's the best. What else you got? Dates. Everybody wants dates. What else you got? We got a lot of stuff. Looky here. Would you be interested in trading? And the next thing you know, the currency of both countries is being used, value, trust, spying and spending with it. And oh my goodness, the distribution of their products with their currency. Yeah. The Iraqi dinar has great potential outside of its borders. And to see this new shipping line is like the Roman roads, but this is aquatic roads. This is just one road. The potential of Iraq is equivalent to the amount of stars that there are in the universe. Because God started out with us right there. And he put everything right there where those four rivers were. But we got spoiled, or we got tempted, and we lost that place. But it's still there. Gas and oil ain't got nothing, man. It's going to go into second, third place soon. Soon. Before I leave this converter site, before I leave, what was it called? Likeforex.com. I want you to know something. I think, in my opinion, I think that they're testing the rate of the Iraqi dinar against the American dollar. That's a lot of work. That's not a mistake. You see, many of these converter sites, because you're students, you go check them out, don't you? You've been watching the pattern. You've been seeing what they say about the dinar. And all of a sudden we find this one, or a friend of ours does, and brings it to us, and what does it say? Well, it doesn't say much. But like XE.com, they say that the Iraqi dinar is redenominating. Thank you. Everybody knows that, and it draws attention to their site. But this site, all sites, are now aware also, just like you, especially, I mean, that's their business, to sell currency. And they know that the Iraqi dinar is going through a redenomination, revaluation, and a reinstatement eventually. So these sites, what they do is they test the decimal point of a currency when they know that it's about to be entered into the international world. And in my opinion, we're seeing the decimal point of the Iraqi dinar being tested on many sites. Maybe it's due to the fact that it's a new currency coming into the international world, like the Iraqi dinar, and it's no secret to anybody. Because that is a lot of work, and it's not a lot of work for nothing. You know what I mean? It's work for something. And and they could be. It could be that that's what they're testing for, the Iraqi dinar rate. At whatever rate it comes out, notice how they're ready. Wow, recalculate. How we doing, Tinker? Am I boring them?
No.
Uh-oh. That no was with no energy, which means
No,
that you
I'm
have a
not.
lot of trolls, right?
Yep. And spammers tonight.
A lot of trolls and spammers?
Yep. Got rid of another one.
No, I promised God that I would behave. I behaved the last 2 days, didn't I?
Yep.
I'm behaving tonight, right?
Yep. I got him.
And I'm not even going to look at the, whatchamacallit, computer screen. I mean, I don't know that Zenopeg says, recalculate. I don't know that Uncle Long says, like Forex, the site has been having those rates for a long time already. Okay. Then maybe you're right. You're right. There's no need for me to give you these other sites. You remember yesterday we told you we found 3 other sites? Oh, you've been up there forever, right? You know which ones they are. Okay, we'll just cross that out. Oh. With all this excitement inside of Iraq, you see the president, Chalet, or I call him Chalet, you actually pronounce it Saleh. You see the president, Saleh, and in post number 205, if you want to write it down, he told a former world leader. I'm sorry, I said former. Oh, I'm sorry. He told a former. He told a whole bunch of foreign leaders, the president of Iraq, one of them. He told a forum of world leaders that we have hope for a better Iraq, and it's because of what we're doing with our economy and our banking system. Yeah. Yeah, you should be proud and tell the world, no doubt. Iraq monetary reform, ladies and gentlemen. My teams want to tell you. Walking Stick wants to tell you that they are beyond Iraq's monetary reform. It is beyond what they are telling you right now. Like, for example, that article that came out, and oh, look what we've done, and all these advances in our bank, and we, the United States, we're going to help Iraq. No, you've done all that. You see, what that article really is the United States telling the world, we got this. We put them where they're at international, and we ain't going nowhere. And we're going to continue to teach them the banking rules and systems, which is automatic. Here in the United States of America, all banks continue further education. They get their memos once a week from the State Department, excuse me, from the U.S. Treasury, telling them the latest things that they have to be aware of. And that's what that article really is all about today. It looks good, sounds good, but it's old. It's ancient history. And because it's ancient history, all they need to do is lift the value of their currency. There is nothing that needs to be done. We're very adamant about that. I know we've said it many times before in the past. Find me something that they need to do. You only have a few. You see, this bank aid and training and for corruption, just to prevent corruption, all that article said. It's continual education. They'll always be taught how to protect themselves from counterfeiting or corruption. It's continual education for the banks, just like we do in the United States and around the world. All banks continue. But what you read is not enough. It's not everything that they've done already. There are many things that have occurred in this reform that you will never, ever read about. I mean, some for secrecy purposes, obviously, but the majority of them, to be honest with you, nobody knew that they occurred. In my opinion, converter sites around the world, I was going to give you some tonight, but no need. In my opinion, many converter sites around the world are jumping around the Iraqi dinar. You can find it. Kind of like they're nervous, these sites. Is that a new currency? It's Iraq. Well, we don't do Iraq. They're not international. They're not protected under Article 8. They are now. No. Yeah. Oh, dude, get it on our board. What's it going to be at? Well, nobody knows yet. Well, let's start calculating. Put up numbers. Let's test the system. Make sure our system is ready to accept the Iraqi dinar so we can start trading it. Get to work. And I believe, in my opinion, that that's what's going on. But what do I know? Is Frank's bottle just water or is it mixed? Really? Really? Hi, Chappie. How are you? Love you, Tank. Okay. Hope that's a girl. Really? Please give us some foggy. What am I doing wasting my time, Tank?
They're listening, that you just read too.
Just health drink. No, Jan, I just read about 9 of them. Water. You have nothing new to tell us, and only reason you have these videos is to make money. That's why you have them every day. Hi, Rob G. Guess what, Rob G?
We can't hear you now.
Bye-bye. Oh, man, let me say goodbye to him before you kick him out. There's no doubt. I'm just wasting my time. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's start ending this here. Yeah, I think that there are many converter sites that are jumping around, very nervous, like the Democrats, jumping around, very nervous that there is actually going to be a reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. You better be nervous. Hey, Democrats, did you see how quickly Donald Trump raised money? And we won, in 24 hours, over 1 million? And what's he up to, like 13 million? You better be nervous. Yeah, I like this article. Post number 181, page 10. Well, like I said, and we just discussed it, Washington, D.C. is ready to build advance, not program rate, advance banking systems in Iraq to fight corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't understand the meaning of that, you're in the wrong investment. Because it's Washington, D.C. We called it the Fab Four, all of them from the United States of America. Who has the majority seats in the IMF? We do. Who has the majority seats also and vote in the World Bank? We do. Who is the United States Treasury? Us. Who is the President of the United States of America? Donald Trump. That's your Fab Four. And Washington, D.C. tells the world today, we are ready to build advanced banking systems in Iraq. No! They are built, they're ready, they're about to be launched. Keyword, mark. I'm done with this. KTFA Premium. I will see you soon. KTFA Premium. This is what I want to talk to you about tonight because I still have to answer some questions here. I promised them. KTFA Premium. The feds of the The feds are pumping in 110 billion into the U.S. financial system. Why? Now, I know. I got more calls. Jan, remind me to deal with water. Write it down. I'll write it down. Don't let me in unless I cover that. So KTFA Premium, I'll see you in there. We're going to talk about 110 billion into our system, but it's not what the gurus are saying on the internet. I don't know how many of you called me and you told me, Frank, look, 110 billion, it's for the banking systems in the United States of America because we're going to rush into these banks and we're going to exchange and we need, the banks need to be ready for us. I said, where'd you hear that? Oh, this guru and this call and that and this and that. Meg Miller says, Frank is selling dinars? Yeah, Meg. I'm a registered agent with a licensed broker with the United States Treasury. Can you believe that? I rarely talk about it. And Meg, the reason I did it, it was like about 8 years ago that I did it. You see, there was this one guy, and he was selling 1 million dinars for $1,250. Plus $25 shipping on top of that, man. I came onto the scene and I sold 1 million for $950. He called me. He was angry. And I said, I don't care. I don't care. It's not like you have a monopoly on it and you can't. And I think it's gross that you're making almost $500 on every million that you sell. And on top of that, sir, you're offering people to give you a deposit and you'd call it a reserve program. Is that what it is? Yeah. And then at the end of the month, you say, oh, you lost your money. And thousands of people lost their money every month. And when this guy called me, I said, that's illegal. The United States Treasury knows it's illegal. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer the layaway plan. You want to put dinars 10% down? You got that 10%. You got that 10% forever. I ain't never going to take it away because that's the legal way to do it. Oh, really, Frank? Yeah. So that's why I came onto the scene to sell, to help. To help. My KTFA family, and we have thousands of them. And I'm very proud of that. Alrighty, so KTFA Premium, you know what I'm going to go in there and talk about. Let me answer 5 of your questions, okay? And then before I leave, I have something I have to make a statement about. I think I see someone way up there. Wait a minute. Hold on. Passionate Truth Network. Frank, are there any consequences for Iraq if they don't revalue the dinar by the time that they are on the NASDAQ on October the 1st? Well, first of all, NASDAQ is the one that's going to make those rules and regulations for them. Just because they signed that international contract doesn't mean that they have to start selling on the 1st, but it means that they have to show up on the 1st. Will they? We're going to watch. You can't. Do you know how? If you don't, well, then you'll never know. Will we tell you? What do I do for a living? I help you with the Iraqi dinar investment. Now, if for some reason they don't even show up, oh my goodness, that would be detrimental. That would be horrible. The disrespect that would be shown to to NASDAQ, to us, the United States of America, it would not sit well with a lot of financial institutions. It would not sit well with the President of the United States of America. Would it retard? Would it pause? Would it slow down the reinstatement? Yeah. Because then we'd have to find out what the hell's the matter with you. Why didn't you show up at your own wedding? How could you not show up at your own baptism? How could you not show up? You know what I'm saying? That is a lack of respect. You've worked so hard, Iraq, to gain that respect. Next question. Looks like Tink found some trolls on the floor. That's not a question. So, is it safe to say that that's one question, by the way, this is number 2. So, is it safe to say that we have now until the 30th? Dean Wilson. Dean, there's nothing safe about offering a date on a speculative investment. You understand, buddy? You never offer a date. People get in trouble for that. Mark Cuban almost got in trouble for it. Inside information. What's that lady's name that does cooking shows and
Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart? Give her a call and ask her how does she like her days in jail because of that same situation. Speculative investments are to be studied and given opinions about. But you can't say, well, is it safe to say for sure that it's going to happen on that date? That's where I turn around and I run as fast as I can because that's not the environment that I want to be in. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm actually trying to teach you. You do not ask for a date. Here's the way I would have said this question. So, Frank, in your opinion, by the 30th, do you think that they should at least raise the value of their currency because on the next day, on the 1st, they're going to go with NASDAQ internationally? You'd think logically that they would have to do that. That's what I think. That's my opinion. What do you think, Frank? And my answer would have been, that's what I already said. You want an opinion on my opinion? Third question. Oh, wait a minute. Frank, don't get angry. Frank, oh my goodness. Don't get so worked up from the trolls that you end up being really angry in what you're teaching us. I'm not angry, Shay. Am I angry, Tank?
No.
You want to see me angry? Oh, no, that's not anger. That's that's hunger. All righty, let's see. Let's pick another question. Question number 3. Do the citizens, who's this? John McSee. Do the citizens have one-to-one purchase? You mean purchasing power, John? Not yet. Not yet. They have the knowledge of it, the education of it, and I think that's powerful because knowledge is powerful. Whereas at the beginning of this year, last year, they didn't know any of this. Those electronic billboards, those flatbeds, those commercials, none of that was around. They got it now. That was a lot of work, a lot of logistics, a lot of money to advertise and do all that. Yeah. Frank doesn't have a crystal ball. Yeah, I do. It's chipped a little bit on the top, but it's blue, and you shake it, and all these little white things, they float inside of it. It's so cute. But it is crystal. Let's try question number 3. No questions. Oh, here we go. Brent Lewis. Will I be able to exchange my dong at the same time as dinar? That's a cute way of asking for a date, huh? Well, the answer to that question, without giving a date, is if the Iraqi dinar revalued on the same day that the Vietnamese dong revalued, well, then it's up to you. You have the option to go and get yourself a little capital gain tax. Maybe you don't want to go exchange it. What do you say? What? What do you mean I don't want to exchange it? Why? Maybe 1-to-1 is not a good rate for you. Maybe you want to wait until it's $2. Well, that's a good idea. Maybe you want to just exchange a little bit and hold on to the rest. Know when to hold them, when to fold them. Oh, that's a good idea. All of this is in my opinion because I don't know what I'm talking about. Question number 4 coming up. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Red pile of what?
Red piled and poised.
That was funny. How can Iraq prepare this much for the wedding and then get cold feet? Come on, Iraq. Well, that's not a question, is it? Let's go to a question. Do you see any questions,
Are
babe?
the Iraqis still turning in 3-0 notes for lesser dinars that are not useful yet?
Is that towards the bottom, babe?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, look at all of this. Okay, here we are. Where, honey? You see it on there?
Dino fan.
Dino fan? Dino fan. Like, oh, Dean Martin fan?
I guess.
Gosh, I don't see it. But anyways, the question was, are the citizens?
Turning in 3-0 notes for lesser dinars that are not useful yet.
Well, sure, that's what we convinced them to do, remember? Only because that's what the CBI is asking them to do. Come on in, man. Come on in. Those worn and torn 250s, 500s, and 1000. Come on in. We'll give you new ones because you're going to need the new ones because the worn and torn, they're not going to be recognized by the ATM machines and they're not going to be recognized by our Delarue machines or whatever machines we're counting with. You know what I mean? Come on. And that's just one reason. Number 2, the 250, 500, and 1, you're going to use those with the 1, 5, 10, 20, the new small category notes that we're going to give you so you can use those to give change on these new small category notes. So my friends, they did it. It's a smart thing to do. Get ready. Get a little feel, a little taste. Let me exchange. Oh, okay. I'm going to give change to this. Yeah. I'm never going to leave money on the table ever again. No. This is my first form of purchasing power, right? Yeah. The next one is when you give me the new small category notes with the new exchange rate, right? Yeah. Okay. You see any other good questions, Tank?
Who makes the decision to change the rate officially? CBI, Trump, and the UST? Who?
That's a good question. The question was, who makes the decision to make a change in the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar, correct? Officially, right? Is that it? The Central Bank of Iraq, the governor, and their board members. Whereas, if you saw the article, the one we were talking about today, that Washington, D.C. is ready to, how did they put it? Was ready to help Iraq. Let me see here. D.C. is ready to build advanced banking systems in Iraq. Yeah, we helped them to get it. We helped them to build it, but only they can make the final decision on their currency. And that decision is when to change the denominations. Thank goodness that's over with, right? That's over with. And they did the printing and they got the minting, and that's okay. Now, the next thing is the revaluation. CBI. I mean, you got the new currency. What's the calculations? Well, let me see. And all of that is done, thank God. All right, so now what's next? Reinstate it, get it out there to the citizens and to the international market. All right, banks, are we all hooked up to go international? We are. Oh, thank God Almighty. We can do this electronically. Yeah, we can do this physically. Yeah, no. Oh, just electronically. I was just testing you guys. Okay, instantly, right? Yeah, international standards, right? Yeah. So that's the RI. All of those 3 steps, Iraq is a sovereign country. It is strictly up to them to make those decisions. We guide them, we help them, we point, they pull the trigger. We even find the target for them to shoot at, but they pull the trigger. We can build the gun, but they pull the trigger. We can mint the coins and we can print the currency for them, but they pull the trigger on. Okay. Yeah. Okie dokie. I think that was 5, wasn't it?
Sure.
Hmm?
There's more now.
Oh, sure. There's more now, but I told them to be prepared, and they were talking about some lizard or some haired style or something else, and Iran. You want to say goodbye to me? No. Okay. Iran, you still mad at me? Yep. You want me to piss you off even more? What? Watch this. Ring a ding ding. Ring a ding ding. Hello? Hey, Androgen, is that you? From Turkey? Yeah, yeah. You're the leader of Turkey, right? Yeah, that me. What up? Is it true? You and Iran are like this, right? Yeah, me and Iran, we was like this. No more, no more, no more. Oh, did you tell Iran? Yeah. Whoa, Iran, Turkey. Are you gonna buy Iran's oil? No, you're not. No, really? No. You can look it up on post number 132. Okay, take care. Oh my gosh, Iran, what did I tell you yesterday? Dude, find me somebody that supports you. Everybody supports Donald Trump's sanctions against you. Find me somebody. And what I say, somebody of value. Your own buddies are leaving you. They don't want to. Oh, stay far away. They're going to blow the caca out of that place. Stay far away from my. Meanwhile, watch Iran metamorphosize into a shapeshifter also. We want to talk to the president. What? We want to talk to the president of the United States. I can't hear you. We want to talk to the president of the United States. He's not going to remove the sanctions. But we want to talk to the president of the United States. I tell you what. What? He doesn't want to talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're done. Normally I say bye-bye, a hui ho. But what I like to do is bring up a topic that is disturbing to me. I got a lot of texts and phone calls today from people saying, "How dare you?" Or "What's going on?" Or "Why, Frank?" And I'm like, "What?" Many of you got an email saying that I don't know how it went. KTFA, I'm with KTFA, and now that Frank is telling us that we're all, almost there, what was it, at the end or something like that, Tink?
Yes, they're very close.
We're very close now to the end and whatever, like, I need for you to verify your identity, your, what is it, your information? What's it?
Yeah, contact information.
Your contact information for whatever product he's selling. Oh my God. Many of you called angry. How dare you? I didn't call you. Well, why did you send your representative? He's not my representative. Well, he's selling a product and he says he wants to make sure that our phone number, our address, and all my personal stuff, well, you should have given it to him. Misrepresentation has caused me a nightmare. So, for those of you that got that email and asking you to confirm your information, I'm not sending that out. You understand? All right. So now that I'm done, and now that my headache is back, and now that I'm turned into my own mean self, I want to say good night. If you're wondering where Firefly's report is, it's going into ktfa.com premium tonight. Y'all take care of each other, okay? God bless you. Aloha. I will see you tomorrow night. But I noticed the last 2 Sundays I didn't do a video. So this Sunday we won't do a video again. Pay attention to the stock market over the weekend. God bless you. Aloha. Bye-bye.